So there was a fairly iconic story that went viral a few years back about a Shanghai socialite WeChat group. But the whole situation goes beyond just socialites and their exclusive lifestyle. What, has the group curated such a uniquely interesting and beautiful lifestyle that everybody just had to see what was going on? That's why it went viral? Well, that would have made sense if it wasn't actually a story about how far people are willing to go in order to claim territory in elite society. So let me walk you through the story, and you can decide for yourself what's really going on. Now, Shanghai has always had a bit of a reputation for being flashy and expensive. So the idea that there's a WeChat group dedicated towards high society aesthetics, nobody is particularly surprised. Now, if we direct our attention to the invitation letter, there are of course two conditions to join this exclusive little club. Now, first of all, prospective members were reportedly required to pay an entry fee, 500 yuan, give or take $70 to join. That's just the cover charge. The second condition is to submit proof of assets. We're talking screenshots of your bank account or curated photos that imply you have the means to a wealthy lifestyle. This is of course done to maintain group quality. I mean, after all, if you've got a group that's literally called Shanghai Socialites, you can't exactly have the pause join, can't have that. So a fairly strict business practice, all in the good name of brand image. Now, this is also an invitation only group, so apart from satisfying the two entry conditions, you'll also have to receive an invitation letter in the first place. Now, the invitation letter also conveniently introduces you to the type of activities conducted within the socialite group. Here it is. Now, the first two activities, I'm not even gonna lie, kind of sounds like a good time. You got the luxury exchange and sharing session, where young women gather to discuss brands like Hermes or Dior, swapping thoughts and advice to avoid making bad purchases. And I mean, considering how some of these bags can literally cost up to a person's yearly salary, it's honestly fair enough. You do your research, you avoid regrets, and you make new friends in the process. Ain't even that bad. Of course, you can also join group members, as detailed in the invitation letter, for a check-in at one of Shanghai's top afternoon tea spots, a chance to connect with like-minded people over dinner, share values, and even the ability to link up with millions of Xiaohongshu or social media influencers to record our wonderful lives together. So putting it nicely, it's a way to meet like-minded people and make new friends with shared interests. To put it boldly, you get to make more rich friends. The third activity, I suppose, is what people really join for. I mean, just look at the title, Meet Financial Tycoons. This is where group members will occasionally recommend high-quality boys to each other, allowing you to skip the selection process and directly make new friends with real financial tycoons and other socialites. This exclusive circle belongs to you. You know, actually, I like how they put this activity at the very bottom, like it's not the main selling point of the group. But at first glance, it looks like a high society haven, if I do say so myself. They're young and beautiful, having a nice and friendly discussion about high society fashion in the Ritz-Carlton. RSVP only events, how aristocratic can it possibly get? But as always, reality has a way to ruin fantasy, because what happened was the group chats were actually leaked. And if you've ever been a part of a group chat, you know that shit can't be leaked. And things did not go so well for the so-called socialites afterwards. Okay, so the following photos were leaked from the WeChat group Shanghai Socialites 3, which implies there's more than one of these groups around. Now, this was leaked by an undercover blogger who sneaked himself into the scene. Now, the first screenshot shows a message thread where multiple people are coordinating a bag rental schedule. The person initiating it mentions that she's seeing a guy and needs the bag for their date, but doesn't want to cover the full rental cost herself. So naturally, the whole coordination thread kicks off from there. Hermes Kelly. I mean, this one, I kind of get it, but the screenshots seem to just get worse and worse from here, okay? We got 42 people co-renting a Ferrari to take photos. Dude, the Ferrari's probably seen more rotations than a dinner table at Chinese New Year. We got scheduled second-hand Gucci stockings rotations. God, this better be sanitized. Yeah, there we go. Huh. Okay, that's not a good sign, I guess. Okay, this one's pretty crazy. Photo shoot rotations at the Ritz. 40 people signs up for a seating of 2, which I sincerely hope there was like a 3 photo per person policy, or else we're gonna be there the whole afternoon. Yeah, that does not look like it's designed for 40 people to be in the same space at the same time. You know what's funny? I can't even organize a dinner party with my group chat without half the members bailing at last second, and there's like 5 of us. So whoever's running this has got to be a literal machine. But anyways, essentially it's communal aesthetics farming and everybody gets to flex. Now, when this news broke out, essentially every single social commentary channel within the Sino side of the stratosphere came out swinging. And let's just say they weren't exactly polite about it, especially the ones in Shanghai, of course. But real socialites also called out the behavior because obviously it damages their reputation to oblivion. And you know what, at first I was like, if I had generational wealth, why would I care? But then I thought to myself, wait a minute, I gotta put myself in their shoes, right? Because if my life was all about being rich and flexing for real, and then all of a sudden motherfuckers start associating me with these rideshare socialites, I too would crash out. And the term Pinduoduo socialites, which translates to Groupbuy socialites, was created as a slang by netizens to correctly categorize the following demographic derogatorily. You know you're cooked when people create a slur just for you. But the thing I found the most interesting about the whole situation was not a single soul complained about the phenomenon until one of them got exposed. Because the moment it happened, they all went down as more and more groups, even full-blown flexing masterclasses, begin to trend in mainstream social media because of the following reason. The men's version, for example, was actually even more comprehensive. And I mean, to be fair, they do be struggling with the dating market, so it's basically supply and demand, right? Anything to help you take the dub. Okay, so this is a male CEO package where instead of offering you fake afternoon teas and vehicle renting and designer fashion flexing, they cover everything from what they wore, what they ate, where they lived, how they traveled, even their careers. It's all meticulously staged. And it was a fairly common service where Taobao and Alibaba vendors have been known to sell curated lifestyle packages, which consisted of pre-curated photos that somebody else took, which then you can use for your social benefit. And I mean, as I said in the other video, if you're gonna make it a service, at least make it comprehensive. Now, a few months ago, a well-known Chinese blogger also went undercover in these male socialite training courses and discovered that one of the main lessons was group-funded photo shoots in luxury settings. Damn, these bloggers be scheming. Now, these photos were used to craft what is known as a WeChat Moments persona, essentially a curated image for your WeChat friends to see. Now, the point is, of course, to portray you as young and accomplished, having supposedly achieved financial freedom with multiple luxury cars and properties under their name. And they always seem like they never have to work. But of course, all these photos were just provided by the group admin. Okay, this particular screenshot, for example, is posted around 5 AM every day, where the admin will drop a batch of images in the group, which is then centered around a specific theme with several to a dozen photos to choose from. If the theme was showing off luxury lifestyles, for example, you get photos featuring various high-end brands, luxury cars, airport lounges, fancy meals. Now, if it was about showing off your career, the admin will provide shots of lavish office spaces, which is of course done in different styles, and to top it off, they even include a caption. Now that's comprehensive service. I'm good at peeling the shrimp. Who's good at eating the shrimp? Alright, this one has potential. Ways to cheer girls up. This one, Porsche 911 steering wheel, with the captions literally, out for a stroll. Fire. But of course, these are all just WeChat Moments persona packages that sell for a couple yuan. If you want the high-end and high-quality luxury lifestyle shots with your actual face in it, you'd actually have to drop a few thousand yuan and sign up and enroll in actual courses where you get the comprehensive flex package. This then includes a full guide on what to wear for dates, how to speak to seem articulate and interesting, which apps to use to capture your dream type. Okay, that is elite bowl knowledge, I'm not gonna lie. And how to talk to women using status-driven language. And of course, all that, plus all the previously mentioned social curation to help you win and succeed in life. Now, at this point, personally, I think it's not even that bad, right? Hear me out. They're not exactly hurting anybody, and nobody's gonna fall for this long term apart from the usual one-night stand that it's probably curated for. But what's even more interesting is how the public sentiment has now shifted 5 years later as we look back onto the phenomenon. The group is hailed by some to be the smartest women of the decade for the sheer amount of return on investment they were able to capture by simply renting some luxury items and doing a few photo shoots. Some used the package to rebrand their social media presence and monetize their image, eventually earning enough to become real socialites. I don't know, doesn't exactly sound like an L to me. Sometimes if you gotta flex, you gotta do it well. Fake it till you make it.